In the wake of Senator Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan's revelation that the Senate President, Akpabio, harassed her sexually, a lot of propaganda have risen. There have been a lot of stories about her being a serial accuser of men always sexually harassing her. And in my mind, I'm like, hope people know that you can be sexually harassed by multiple people. You can be sexually harassed by multiple men, though not at the same time. But in the course of your life, if you gather like 10 women and ask them how many men have ever sexually harassed you, they will count and they will have a lot to say about it. She accusing men of sexually harassing her. Look at her. She's a beautiful woman. She looks nice. Don't you think that men will want to approach her? And don't you think they want to do all in their power and might, to have her? Don't you think? Don't you think? I think where the problem lies is if she has accused people falsely of sexually harassing her. There have been allegations that she once accused Reno Omokri of, sexual harassment. And then when Reno Omokri provided receipts, that it wasn't even in the country as at the time, as the timeline that she mentioned, she quickly deleted the Twitter post. And I think that, that is where the problem lies. But anyway, what do I know? Let's delve right into the details of the news for the day. But before we do that, if this is your first time here, you have not subscribed to this channel, what are you doing? What could you be doing on YouTube and you're not subscribed to Newsroom Niger? Please go ahead and click on the subscribe button down below. Also give this video a massive thumbs up. That way YouTube is able to recommend this video to other YouTube viewers all around the world. Lastly, please leave your opinions in the comments section below as well. In light of the allegation by Senator Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan that she was sexually assaulted by the Senate President, Senator Akpabio, some new evidence has come to light suggesting that Senator Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan is a serial sexual blackmailer who uses instruments of occult combined with a sexual molestation gimmick to twist her way to achieve anything she wants, including forcing her husband, Chief Emmanuel Orisha Uduaghan, with legal threats towards getting married to her against his wish. In a letter addressed to Chief Emmanuel Orisha Uduaghan in 2020 by Indemnity Partners, the legal representative to the senator representing Kogi Central, Natasha Akpoti. The letter, which is currently making the rounds, Natasha Akpoti claimed that sometime in 2018, Uduaghan made persistent amorous advances to her, and she capitulated only after he repeatedly made promises of marriage to her. She claimed that Uduaghan would later try to kill her through food poisoning in a bid to abort the pregnancy she had for him, thereby demanding 10 billion naira as compensation under a 7-day ultimatum. The letter read in part, "You demonstrated the assurance of marriage by parading her before the world and notable personalities as your wife. Corroborative evidence of these abounds. In reciprocation, our client deceitfully became subservient to you in anticipation of marriage. With a law degree and MBA under her belt, she also became your financial and business advisor and was particularly instrumental in your successive acquisition of a gas asset worth about $105 million, a hotel and other investments. She has competence in oil and gas. By your insistence, you curbed her interest in the 7 billion naira NDDC SMEDAN project and made her virtually cease all economic and business pursuits except with your whimsical approval. We are instructed that in the course of a relationship, our client conceived an ectopic pregnancy, which led to the rupture and loss of her left fallopian tube and ovary. She had a near-death experience from this occurrence. As you may be aware, ovary loss could compromise the menstrual cycle. It was in this state of poor health that you savagely beat her up by raining severe blows on her body and strangling her neck, thereby inflicting injuries on her. The time was around 8 p.m. on May 6, 2020, at your Port Harcourt residence. Video and other evidence of these are available. We are further briefed that, on the heels of recovering from the agonizing ectopic experience, she nevertheless took in once again in September 2020 and happily notified you. Contrary to our expectation, you displayed a cold and undisguised displeasure by insisting on an abortion of a pregnancy. Furthermore, you announced to our utter shock that you were still married and in the throes of a divorce, which you hoped would be through by December 2020, to pave the way for marriage and having children. For once, you were flatly turned down by our clients. Undeterred by our refusal, you conspired with your steward, one Mr. Monday, and served our client a special vegetable meal to induce an abortion of her pregnancy. It was a typical buffet dinner setting with a number of your friends and associates on the 18th September 2020 at Port Harcourt, but Monday, out of character and without prior solicitation by our clients, emerged from the kitchen with the vegetable dish solely for our consumption. Unsuspectingly, she ate out of a vegetable. It was a poison chalice, and the deadly effect led to a medical emergency, miscarriage and loss of twins by her on 27th October 2020 at the Reddington Hospital, Victoria Island, Lagos. It is against the foregoing that you have also outrightly repudiated your much avowed resolve and promise to marry our client after subjecting her to slavery and servitude, pardon me guys, for about 3 years, coupled with virtual loss of esteem and identity. At all material times, you appropriated her entire life by cohabiting with her, planting armed guards and personnel in her residence, and hijacking her social life and routine. During the period in question, she served you well as a business and financial advisor and equally lent you the sum of 400 million naira. She has made repeated demands for repayment of his loan, and you have redeemed only 200 million, leaving an outstanding amount of 200 million naira. Our client also seeks payment of a sum of 10 billion naira as compensation for consultancy and other services rendered to you, loss of financial opportunities and earnings, loss of impairment of reproductive organs, fertility pain and suffering, assault occasioning harm, and breach of promise of marriage. Take notice that if you fail or neglect to take this payment within 7 days of your receipt of this letter, howsoever received, you shall be constrained to explore all options, actions and steps legally available and necessary to enforce our client's claims against you as we deem fit, without further recourse. From the above, it is obvious that the Akpabio incident further showed a well-calculated pattern of arm twisting men with bogus allegations of sexual offenses to always get away with anything she wants. It is clearly part of Natasha's plot to draw public sentiment to her side in her quest to return as the chairman to her plum position as the chairman of the Senate Committee on Local Content, but Nigerians know better and would not be deceived by a cheap blackmail. Look at what they have turned all of this into. They have turned all of this into blackmail. But the question here is, did he do it? If he did it, then there's no excuse. No excuse is tangible. Anyway, before we go, guys, let's take a look at some of the reactions we got online. Oluwakemi Akeju says who? Are you living with them? People are always sentimental when commenting. If Akpabio is your enemy, that doesn't mean we should believe every allegation against him. There is something about this woman, and time will tell. She is not the most beautiful woman in Nigeria, and having married 4 different men with her age tells so much about her personality and value. Don't blindly support because Akpabio is your enemy, but look at her antecedents. She is the only one being sexually harassed. You can be the only one being sexually harassed in a group of people. It doesn't matter. Another person by the name Frank says, Natasha was right in her demands because you can't promise a lady marriage and then dump her after using her to satisfy your selfish and animalistic goals. Natasha is smart. She knows her rights. She's bold, witty, and brainy. Idea aside, Joe. Abi, so tell me what's wrong with all of the things that she demanded from her husband before her husband married her. The husband had assaulted her physically, even poisoned her so that she could have abortion. She lost her left fallopian tube, and you are saying that she shouldn't have asked for the compensation she was asking for. You people should forget all of these long stories. Go abroad, you see people asking for more. In fact, after divorce, most men outside the country, they become impoverished because because of what is left to them after the woman has taken most of what they own. So it's not new. You all, let's have your thoughts and opinions in the comments section. Subscribe to this channel, guys, if you haven't already done that. Don't forget to give this video a massive thumbs up as well. I will see you all in my next video. Bye for now.